Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for Gnosis. Well, a little while ago I made a particular video on where to start in terms of training. And I will connect or give you a link to this under this actual video. This is to detail, well, what should I buy? And I get these questions relatively frequently. But, we've laid out the entire website now has Dr. Thor's training system. We have the courses listed in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this gives you your entire foundation that you need, plain and simple. Mixed with that, of course, the courses come with detailed audio CDs, which give you further instruction. You get another lecture on the book. Some of these are as many as 5 and 6 hour lessons on CD going into great detail on the books. So this is really a fantastic way to learn. You've got the written material. Now the CDs are not just audio information. They are sigils you place your photographs on. There are sigils in the book. This is a very active system. We're empowering you beyond words and information. So that's where you start. It's all laid out. There are two pages of that which walk you through it. Now, the first page is all the courses which come with the CDs and everything else. And if you want to, and it's recommended depending on where you want to build stronger energies, to also get the cells that go with the books. Now, you can do this slowly. You can get all the training first and go back and get the actual cells. But the bottom line is you have to learn how to center yourself. You have to learn how to activate in the psychic gym, the occult gym, how to open up your powers. And you also have to learn to visualize properly. That's the key to everything. But it's not just, oh, I can do this. I know how to do it. I'm using. No, you don't use other people's systems. I'm afraid they're all pathetically weak and bad. Now, on page 2, and even I believe it's lesson 4 or 5, we give you an entire series of books and training on extreme abilities. So this gets you back into techniques, which is always fun. But, techniques don't work well unless you have the muscle to move the technique. So that's something everyone has to understand. Now, getting past that, and I've done a particular, as I said, video on that. Now, what tools should you need? Well, the bottom line is when you get into using these things, you're pretty much the tool that you can use for everything is the cosmic code gold-plated radionic energy cell. And of course, if you want to use something for everybody, there's the standard one, which is not gold-plated and doesn't have your cosmic code on it. And this I covered in another video. So I can't explain these things to people in emails. It's a big waste of time. So I'll refer you to these particular actual long discussions so you get the whole detail. It's important to listen to these things and understand. Everything is training. The bottom line is you know absolutely nothing. I don't care if you own radionic instruments. I don't care if you were involved in psychic practices. All this may or may not be a help if you were trained somewhat properly. But the bottom line is you have to learn how to do things from my 50 years of research, which I know work. So these systems work. If you have other stuff that you have and can work with it, great. But you need to learn a strong foundation, and I don't find that anybody has that foundation. They're not trained well. People don't, people may know, what does centering mean? Oh, I know visualization. I read that. Well, this is not techniques that I give you, and we give you tools on how to do things. And if you don't pump psychic muscle, you're not going to do well in the bigger picture. Now, as I said, the first tools are your radionic energy cells, and a cosmic code one is your most powerful. These are lifetime tools, and you send that energy you can send it to other people as well, but some of that energy, because the actual cell is linked to you, is going to go to you. But we're assuming you're only using that for proper purposes, so it shouldn't hurt you. The neutral one, which is not cosmic code, is not gold-plated, that is offered, can be used for anything. Doesn't matter what the purpose is, and then you send the energy by stating where it's going. So it's not hooked to anybody. And there are pluses for this with different types of psychic energy you're using. Now, what else do you use there? Well, those are your main tools. Now, again, a lot has to do whether you can afford it or not. The Ultimate Armor Amulet has 95% of all of our cells in it. So if you buy that, you have most of them. But you don't get the radionic ones because we don't have that built in there because it's too confusing. You're talking about amplifying. It doesn't work well to put a radionic sigil in there and then have you use it like a radionic instrument. So having the armor amulet, these would be the best thing. Now, that isn't necessarily inexpensive. The problem is I still think it's affordable. It's a lifetime tool, people. All these are lifetime tools. You're not using them for a month or 5 years or 10 years. You should be using these things daily for the rest of your life. You need to empower your life, give yourself the edge, and then you're going to be successful. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be everything you need to be if you use this technology daily and consistently. You got to have that. Of course, you have to do real world stuff as well, but you've got to have the edge. Now, ideally, what would you get after that? Well, ideally, you would get a radionic system. This is our 3-dial symbolic box system, which you put things in. You send it into a strong electric amplifier and transmitter that has been changed internally to handle the kind of energies that these are, which are very unique. You got to remember, radionic, psychotronic type energies are not electromagnetic in spectrum. So you need special equipment to amplify and project. So ideally, you'd get one of those systems. Again, it's not that much money compared to what else is out there. The other thing which would be ideal to get would be a Triforce system. Now, we have a Triforce system that is virtual now as well, meaning we put the Triforce system into a particular energy cell. Now, this is pretty exciting. You don't have to have one of these big boxes around to generate energy. But of course, you also don't have some benefits that you get with the physical system. But we've put one into an energy cell, and this cell is also inexpensively priced compared to about half the price of a physical system. Now, the physical system is magical radionic. It's loaded with representations and energies from all around the world, from all different places. There are little energy stores from places like the Winchester Haunted House to connect to spirits. There are other places that have history like Tombstone and other. We put all these things in. We put in, you name it, that are basically positive. We even have energies, and these change depending on availability. From Vlad Tepes, otherwise known as Dracula, who is a hero and a warrior. Well, that's some good energy to have in your system when you have to protect yourself. So it goes on and on. We have Buddhist things. We have Christian items in there. Anything that has good energies, chakra energies, Reiki energies, all of these are put in there into this box. So you got a very, very unique tool. So ideally, and this feeds out into a special amplifier and transmitter. So we've taken a lot of, that was getting too big in the past. We've taken out things like lights and everything else, which aren't that critical, and got it down to a really good base system, which is now less expensive as well. So ideally, you should have a Triforce system, and that system should be used daily. So you're getting a radionic system, you're getting a Triforce system, and of course, you need some of the tools with the courses. You should have our visualization tool. It's a fantastic tool that helps you sense things. You should have our Psi Kit, Mind Gym Kit, which has all sorts of things to stimulate that. Now, with those tools, you're fairly amount done. There's always extra stuff you can get. You want some hypnotism energy, you want some psychic command energy, you want some warfare protection energy. Well, we have separate books on that as well. It just depends what your interests are, what you're looking for. We have individual courses on protection, on money, on psychic command. All of these things are out there for everyone to add to their system depending on their need. So you have to really carefully go through. But if you have to actually get products in general, the first place that I would start off with and it works extremely well, is your Cosmic Code Radionic Gold-Plated Amulet. This is where, and you get the kit. You need one kit at least, which comes with a special clearing charging box. It comes with a wrist laser, and it comes with a laser rod. And these are all ways of pushing that psychotronic radionic energy into your biofields and activating your bioconsciousness. So you need one of the kits first. And once you have one of the kits, then you can buy as many cells as you desire on their own. We sell them individually or in kits, but you need one kit, and if you don't use the laser rod and wrist, you're losing a lot of empowerment of that system. And everything we make is customized and energetically trained. Energetically modified. So the whole idea is that it's not just a tube amplifier, which is important as well, but there's all sorts of things we've done to that, including the transmitter and having a charging box, and our particular symbolic boxes are very unique. But you need all these boosts of energy. You have to get into the electric spectrum being used as a carrier wave to get really strong results. So it's not that these are electromagnetic in nature, but we use them as a carrier wave, which makes them much more effective, and you have to use the right thing. Same thing with the lasers. We modify the internal functioning of these products that you get. So this is all very critical to get the kind of results that you need. These are not standard energies, and when you start doing that, what happens is the success rate of everything goes way down. So those are the major tools you have. There are certainly other tools you can get as well as you like and as you want to use things. The important thing is to get tools that you're going to use daily and consistently, not just collect stuff. And you should be always having your radionic amulet around your neck ready to use at any time. And you can use that instantly, as I've demonstrated online in video. So if it's a dangerous situation or a situation you want to manipulate, you take your radionic cell out and you start using it. That's what's so wonderful about that. If you want to use all the other energies, well, of course, the ultimate armor amulet is for you and well worth it to get that entire system, because then they're all in there. You don't have to buy each one of them. But maybe you want each one of them. There is a benefit to having individual amulets for your needs, which means you can focus on that only. So if you have a problem with being crossed or cursed or other things, well, having an individual amulet is psychically and mentally easier to use. Now, that energy and that amulet is in the ultimate amulet, but you're going to have to focus to bring it out. Now, if you have it by itself, there are some benefits there. But that means you have to have these different ones. But, maybe you're going into a dangerous thing. You want to wear just that energy and your radionic amulet. So maybe you want to just focus on one area. But, of course, you do that with the ultimate amulet. Anyway, you pick the energy out of it that you want. So it's empowered for just about everything, as I've mentioned. There's a few things that are not in there because it's not kind of appropriate, and that means radionics, a certain amount of connections to the organization in general. These kind of have to be kept separate. But here again, you're getting, 95, 98% of the amulets are in that and well worth the investment again. Again, all this is lifetime tools. Quite frankly, you should be passing these on to family, to children, to grandchildren. Wouldn't that be wonderful that your grandchild actually had an amulet or an energy cell that is connected to you personally for eternity? Well, a lot of people keep watches and so many other things that are passed down to people, shotguns, whatever it may be. Here you can give them a real spiritual tool that they can take, that they can use for their entire life and pass it on to their children. So these are fantastic tools. Everything that we sell is heirloom quality. This is something that will last basically forever. So the whole idea is that it should be moved on. It would be sad if this didn't get passed on to family. Of course, it can be passed on and placed with you wherever you're handling your burial. And that's something that's recommended if you're not handing it on down. You should take this right into the grave if the need be, but handing it on to relatives, wives, family. I mean, this is a fantastic tool. And so, yeah, he wore this watch. Ah, isn't that wonderful? Yeah, I've got his watch. I've got his pocket knife. I've got his shotgun. What primitive nonsense when you can have the spiritual essence of that person. So, and we recommend this as a gift in general. Create a spiritual essence of yourself and give it to your grandchildren or something. If you're a person who is not well or very old, well, here's a way to leave something that is way, way past some little piece of garbage you give them. This is a sacred, advanced tool of spiritual energy that is connected directly to you. Now, that is exciting, people. So, these are the tools you would ideally get. Now, it's up to you what you're interested in. It's up to you how fast you want to go through this. But, getting the tools are fun, and they will work for you to a certain level just by using the tools. And everybody likes to do that. But if you're not activating your psychic centers, if you're not concentrating, if you don't visualize well, you're not going to get those extreme manifesting abilities. And, of course, that's what everybody wants. But it takes practice. Olympic athletes who are naturally good athletes practice 6 days a week. Everybody that's good at something is constantly honing their skills. And that's what you need to do to a certain degree. You should be doing psychic stimulating exercises every day, and they're fun. How about turning a psychic wheel? You spin this little wheel. These are things you need to do every day. That's a muscle. You need to build it. If you're not doing that, you are not getting to a high level of psychic empowerment, period. And that means you're going to manifest poorly. And the problem with that is that means that you're not going to get as much as you want, or your process of manifesting is going to be slow. If you build yourself up quickly, or properly, a lot of manifesting can happen in 7 to 10 days or less. If your abilities are low, you're looking at 10 to 15 days just to get everything moving. So this is all part and parcel of the process. So it's very important that everyone understands that and everyone knows the process here. Ideally, this is what you would get. Now, like everything in life, it's not what you want ideally, it's what you want, what you can afford. And getting a few products, working with them, then getting more is a good way to go. Instead of buying a whole bunch of stuff and then overwhelming you, go slow, use what you get, and watch your empowerment grow. That should energize you to get more and more, because you'll find out how well it works. I mean, our average customer, we have a 99% return rate of customers. And most people who buy energy cells from us buy several. 5, 10 is not unusual for people to get over a year or two. So they work well, they're always there to give you the edge. There's nothing else like them. There's nothing more to get. There's easy to use. I don't know how, there's no better technology than this out there to give you that edge, to assist you in life. And that's the bottom line. A lot other people have money, power, connections to push themselves ahead. You need to get the edge to compete with these people on every level. And there are not only in the materialistic world, but you want to reach high levels of spiritual understanding. You want to reach gnosis. You want to have a very strong well-being. You want to have a very strong bioenergies. These are very important in this day and age. We're dealing with all sorts of problems that are affecting us, and having a strong well-being bioenergy could possibly save your life. So all of it. But you want to work on everything, and that's what these tools can be. So when you're at times where you need greater well-being, when you're at times when you need more protection or cash flow, all of this is part and parcel of what needs to be done. So that's the exciting, interesting options that only Radionic Tech gives you, and these tools work fantastically. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. But it's all laid out there. Take time to read through the pages. It's hard to describe things in emails. When you actually have a specific question on something, feel free to contact me and we can kind of walk you through that specific area. But what do I do in general? Well, it's up there. Make sure you listen to the lecture below, which we talk about the system in general after and of course listen to this, and I'm not sure what else out there, but we do have a lecture on the basic radionic cell and the advanced one as well. So it's all there. That actually is a video. We show you how they work, and we have videos now on the use of most items, not just audios, and we're trying to do more of those so you can actually see them in action. So with that, go out and manifest, achieve your desires and goals, and use a technology that will help you do that.